Boba Fett watches as Din Djarin speeds away with his armor. The armor his father left to him when he was killed by the Jedi Master Mace Windu. The armor he used to inspire fear, and the armor he decorated to honor his father. Each scratch or piece of chipped paint was a testament to Boba Fett's career as a bounty hunter, and told his prey that he could not be beaten. Now, 5 years after that clumsy oaf, Han Solo bumped into him and sent him plunging into the Sarlacc, this new guy Boba Fett has never seen speeds away with that armor. It's time to get it back. Today on Star Wars Fanatic. I know I've done a couple theory videos on what has been going on with Boba Fett between his accidental bump into the Sarlacc pit and when he meets up with Din Djarin to regain his armor. The general statement from those videos was that he waited and watched Cobb Vanth. He may have even cut a deal with Vanth for the use of the armor. I still believe all this to be true, but what was Boba Fett doing for 5 years leading up to his appearance in The Mandalorian Season 2? I mention that because he knew Cobb Vanth's name, that Boba Fett struck a deal with Vanth for the armor. He saw that he was doing something honorable with the armor. Between the time Boba escaped the Sarlacc and the 5 years it took him to get his armor back, I theorized that Boba lay lifeless outside the pit for a moment. Exhausted from the escape, the battle beforehand, and the wounds received from the Sarlacc's digestive acid, a tribe of Jawas happened upon the collapsed Boba. Next to him lay his acid-burned armor. Most of the clothing portions of the underpadding and flight suit were unsalvageable. However, the Beskar was worth something. Jawas, being the scavengers they are, took the armor and may not have even known what the armor's true value was, both to Boba Fett and the black market. That is why they easily gave it to Cobb Vanth. As Boba continued to lay, he is happened upon by a tribe of Tusken Raiders. The Raiders are most deadly when being encroached on their land. This being did not pose a threat. He seemed beaten. They discover he is still alive, and they take him back to their camp, not as a prisoner, but as someone in need. Outsiders usually are not permitted, but this poor soul looked like he could use some help, since he wasn't a threat to them. As Boba healed, he was taught the ways of the Tusken tribe. He was taught their language and socio-structure. Boba is now considered part of the tribe, much like the film series A Man Called Horse, where a white man was captured by Native Americans and taught the ways of the Sioux Indians. He was an active member of their tribe, or, more recently, Dances with Wolves. The Tuskens send out raiding parties to different locations where outsiders have set up towns on the Tuskens' lands. One of these is that of Mos Pelgo. A few settlers are killed and a few Tuskens as well. However, the returning Tuskens tell the tale of a marshal in Mos Pelgo, a man wearing a type of armor that deflects their attacks. Boba Fett hears the stories. Still too weak from the Sarlacc incident to forcefully take the armor, he ventures out to Mos Pelgo alone. He watches Vanth and sees what he's actually using the armor for. It is noble. The town now has law and order, and the man wearing Boba's father's armor is responsible. Boba enters the town. He wants his armor back, but Vanth strikes a deal with him. Let me finish my work. This crate dragon is the last thing standing in the way of our town being at total peace. Boba agrees, but says he will be monitoring the progress as it heals. The fallen bounty hunter hears of a group of Tuskens gathering to help Cobb Vanth, and a mysterious stranger wearing the same type of armor, who also speaks the Tuskens' native language. The crate dragon has been devouring their livestock and members as well. Boba is now fully healed and hears of the success of the combined effort of humans and Tuskens to defeat the beast. He sets out to complete the deal with Cobb Vanth. He needs his armor back now. Just as he arrives, he sees Din Djarin speeding away with the armor. Cobb Vanth tells Boba it was either that or he would kill me and take it. Either way, Din Djarin would have obtained the armor. Okay, so that's my theory, but like any theory, it isn't without holes. The biggest of which is why didn't Cobb Vanth tell Din Djarin of Boba Fett and that the armor was going to be returned to that rightful owner immediately? The only explanation I have for this is because Vanth knew Boba would find Din. Why? because the Tuskens of Boba's adopted tribe witnessed it all. They even had good rapport with Mando. So what draws me to the conclusion that Boba was helped by Tusken Raiders? There are signs pointing to Boba's Tusken involvement. When we see him at the end of The Mandalorian Chapter 9, he is carrying a gaffy stick and a cycler rifle. Both are common weapons of the Tusken Raiders. The robes he wears are also reminiscent of the Tusken attire, even if not exact. The desert is a harsh place. Well, maybe he killed a Tusken and took their weapons. I don't think this is the case though. If you read the Bounty Hunter's Guide and the Super Commando Codex, both of which Boba Fett followed, you'd understand that you don't just kill innocent life forms indiscriminately. You go after your target or a stated enemy only. Tuskens were not enemies to Fett. He would not have just killed them for a weapon and clothing. That's not to mention the fact we see he still has the Slave One. I'm sure he had an extra change of clothes and some weapons on his famed ship, so why not just grab those instead of killing a Tusken Raider? Din Djarin had an arsenal on the Razor Crest, and it was nowhere near as advanced as the Slave One. So to sum it up, I believe Boba Fett's armor was stolen by Jawas as he lay lifeless in the sand, and Tusken Raiders happened upon him and took him in to nurse him back to health. In the meantime, he came across Fennec Shan and knew his wretched life was saved. Why not pay it forward? She could be a great asset. He was right. What do you think? Does this theory hold water? I tried to make it more of a story than just laying out the theory alone. Was that a good idea? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from all of you. I have been a little slow to respond to comments lately due to long hours at work and some other things going on, but I promise I do read them. So keep the comments coming. I am also thinking about trying a live stream Q&A and general discussion in the near future. What do you think? Is that a good idea or a bad idea? If you're new to the channel or just haven't done it yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with my Boba Fett, Mandalorian, and general Star Wars theories and discussions. Also, go ahead and hit the thumbs up to show your love for what I do here and share the video with your friends. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Let's blow this channel through the roof. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way, the only way.